Hi, I'm Drew, and that's Bethany.
It's been said that each journey begins with a single step. Well, Charles Lummis's craving to leave his stamp on history brought him from Cincinnati to Los Angeles. A journey is rumored he made entirely by walking.
After arriving in Los Angeles, his journey was far from over, and he decided to create something unique. Stone by stone, he built an eccentric house, one that could best be described as a castle.
It's the Lummis house, coming up on Oddity Odysseys.
I love the 110.
No, it's...
But why do you hate it?
I don't know, people are ruthless and there's constant... I've probably had the most almost near accidents out of all of Los Angeles on this particular freeway.
Oh, me too. The lanes are real narrow and there's lots of curves. It's an exciting route to take.
Mr. Exit.
Oh, see? Again.
The exits just kind of pop up.
Yeah, the deceleration lanes are really short. You literally have to stop on the highway and turn off of it like we're doing right now.
Sketchy stuff.
I think it's because the freeway is really old. It was built back in the days when cars didn't really go that fast. To get to the Lummis house, take the 110 north toward Pasadena and exit at Avenue 43. Turn left and cross over the freeway and you'll see the castle immediately on the left.
Oh, hey, Lummis house, left. Oh, there's an event.
Look at these cars
on.
though. Fords, they're all Fords. I'm gonna park right here in the parade of old Fords and nobody's gonna say boo.
The Lummis house is also referred to as El Alisal, which means the place of the sycamore trees.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like anything you'd find around here.
No, that's part of what makes it so unique. Oh, and just a heads up, there is so much history about the life and times of Charles Fletcher Lummis that we're not going to get through it all today. But we're hoping to at least take a look inside the house.
And it all started with a long walk.
A very long walk. In 1884, author and activist Charles Lummis was working at a newspaper in a town north of Cincinnati. Wanting to become an editor for the LA Times, he decided to make a major life change.
Lummis made the 3,507-mile journey from Ohio to California on foot over the course of 143 days.
In 1895, Lummis bought a 3-acre plot and spent the next 13 years building a 4,000 square foot house.
Using stone and wood from the Arroyo Seco, the eccentric journalist used his own 2 hands to build his very own castle, the Lummis house. Wow, so this is it.
And there's a doorway up there.
Yeah, how do you get in there? I guess we're gonna have to use this door.
I love this window seat.
I like that blanket there. I bet that's hand-stitched. There's pictures in the little windows. Oh, this is cool. This was a photo taken like right when he arrived in Los Angeles. The whole walk, he did it as all of a self-promotional type of thing. So he knew the cameras were going to be there when he arrived and he was ready for this photo.
It's a great way to get a job at the LA Times.
Exactly, exactly.
And I also believe that this is a life-size photo.
This is life-size, yeah. So he was not a super tall guy. He's maybe, I don't know, 5'7", 5'8", something like that. Which kind of explains why the height of the doors is so low, because he didn't need it to be super high. But here I would have to duck, you know, to get through. And I might have to lose 20 pounds to get through this little door.
Good luck. From the outside, you don't really know what to expect from this place, but there's so much to look at. This is the first room that you hit when you come into the main door.
Yeah, just to the right.
Can't tell like if these are closets, like what are they? But even look, it's like a special hand-carved door. Another one here, very tempting, but I'm not gonna do it. And of course, this leads us to the desk. Pretty organized, Americana, miscellaneous. See, I need a desk like this. You can fit anything and everything in here.
And you know what? I'll bet there are more than a few hidden compartments in this desk.
It probably opens up into some weird trap thing and special like compartment.
I bet there's stuff hidden in this desk that they never found.
Don't tell me that, because I'm gonna break the rules when we're in here.
Every door in this place was handmade, which kind of gives it a very personal touch.
The level of detail in this place is insane.
Yeah, for real. There's another door. Original splinters. And here we are in the kitchen.
Ah, our favorite room.
Uh-huh. There have been additions made to the house over the years. Obviously, some of the appliances aren't actually original.
Are you telling me that Charles Lummis didn't have this Keurig when he built the house?
He did not build this Keurig. But his family lived in the house until the 1960s. Other than minor additions that have been made to the house, there hasn't been a comprehensive rehab of the building. It's all very original. Here's some pictures of the basement.
Oh, photos of the basement? All right, how did we get down there?
I think it's right behind you, actually. Do not enter. View basement on the photos on the kitchen table. I'm gonna lean in as far as I can.
What do you see?
It's dark and spooky. Very steep stairs. It looks like very low ceilings and very low doorways.
Well, he was not a tall person.
No, he wasn't. This one's all right. You know what's interesting? It's not that all the doorways are super low. It's that they're inconsistent heights.
Yeah, no two are the same.
Yeah, it just seems like he didn't build it based on like a standard measurement. All the doors are different sizes. It's really very neat, one of a kind. Wow, if walls could talk, right?
They'd have a lot to say.
Yeah, like this picture right here, looks original. After Lummis finished constructing the place, he wasted no time inviting artists, musicians, other celebrities over to some pretty elaborate parties. For everybody that he invited, there were so many more people that never made the guest list.
I heard that 7,000 people signed in the guest book.
That is quite a few.
Keep finding like little hidden nooks to
Oh yeah, you just found
look
like
around.
a secret entrance.
But be careful, this one goes like whoop. And so in here, staircase that we can't go up, but it goes up to the second floor.
Oh, so cool.
Love and a fire, they're easy lit, but to keep either wood to it. Gotta keep that flame going. Charles Lummis actually wrote dozens and dozens of publications in his life, newspapers, magazines, books.
Yeah.
But I think one of his best known ones is Tramp Across the Continent, which chronicles his journey from Cincinnati to Los Angeles, the one that he made entirely by walking.
Oh, wow.
Watch your step and your head. After living life as a historian, journalist, activist, librarian, and poet, Charles Fletcher Lummis passed away at the age of 69 on November 24th, 1928, in his Alisal.
Lummis once said, "I am bigger than anything that can happen to me. All of these things, sorrow, misfortune, and suffering, are outside my door. I am in the house, and I have the key."
Over a century after its conception, the Lummis House remains one of the most enchanting places in Los Angeles.
If you'd like to come see the castle for yourself, the Lummis House is open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays.
And to stay updated on our adventures in and around Los Angeles, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon.
We'll see you on the next episode.
I don't know what's going on with that.
It almost looks like a coffin. I mean, it's a door to something. We're not supposed to open it, so I'm not gonna.
Do you need a coffin?
I might one day.
I'll make a phone call.
Rotary phone? It does still turn. Do you remember your old phone number when you were 5 years old?
Nope.
Did you ever have a phone like that?
We had a ton of ridiculous looking phones.
Went to voicemail.
Have to try again later.
Oh, this shouldn't be here.